Boston mayoral candidate John Barrows is our guest this morning, so let's go on the record. Getting down to business, the Hub's former chief of economic development now wants to lead the city. Can he rise to the top of a diverse and growing field of candidates? Let's go on the record.
From WCVB Channel 5, the inside word from Washington to Beacon Hill. Today's newsmakers are going on the record.
It is Sunday morning, and we welcome you to OTR. I'm Ed Harding, along with News Center 5's political reporter Janet Wu. It was exactly 1 year ago at this time that the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic hit full force. And in many respects, they're still in effect. The wide social distancing protocols that were in place then are in place now here at Studio C. As you can see, there's great distance between all of us. And at the center desk this morning is Boston mayoral candidate John Barrows. He is a lifelong resident of the city, a community activist since his teenage years. He's the owner of a Dorchester restaurant, Cesaria. Did I say it right?
You did.
How would you say? Would you say Cesaria? How would you say
Cesaria.
Yeah, muy bien. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's great to see you.
It's good to be here. You can only say it that way if you come over and have our shrimp dish.
Oh my, don't tell me that. Now I'm in seventh
Now you're
heaven.
bribing us to ask you easy questions, I can tell. Thank you for being with us. You were economic development chief for 7 years. Less than 3% of the city's $2 billion worth of contracts went to minority-owned businesses. Did you have some tough conversations with your boss, Mayor Walsh, about granting those contracts?
You know, the women-owned and people of color-owned businesses in Boston haven't seen public contracts in a long, long time. The number has been really low for centuries now. And so when we went into city government, we knew in order to change that we needed to do better than some of the efforts that had taken place before us, because many of them had been beaten down in court or thrown out in court. And so we learned from the past disparity studies, and we put together an important strategy to clean up the data and have a successful disparity study. So I'm really excited to say that Boston's got a conclusive disparity study. And so right after that disparity study, the mayor signed an executive order to set a historic goal. Now the mandate for the city of Boston is 25% of its discretionary spend is going to women-owned and people-owned businesses. That's more than $160 million a year. I'd like to get back in there to make sure that we meet those goals, to make sure that we go in and we can make those big contracts like the transportation contract for the school department that's over $112 million, the right size. Break them up and make sure they're accessible for our businesses.
But you were there for 7 years. Mayor Walsh was there for 7 years. 3% is still pretty low. Are you proud of that 3%? Are you sad about that 3%? And who's more responsible for that number, you or Mayor Walsh?
You know, 3% is incredibly low. The percentage has been lower than that. And so 3%, believe it or not, is more than the percentage before we came into office. You know, in the budgets that we've put forth, we also put money into a program that didn't exist. Because of the 2003 disparity study and the failure of that study, the city of Boston did not have a supplier diversity program. So the mayor came in. We now have 4 jobs specifically working on this. We have a director of the program. It's a director of the inclusion and diversity unit for the city of Boston's economic development department. So we now have people looking at this and reporting on it and making sure that we can do a better job as a city. I'm really proud of those accomplishments.
So let me ask you, if you want to be mayor, but let me ask you this, in the current reality that we're in, if you were mayor, would you have done anything differently than Mayor Walsh in, for example, closing schools and businesses, restricting restaurants? Was the mayor aggressive enough, or was the mayor too aggressive? And what would a Mayor Barrows do?
You know, Ed, those were really difficult conversations during the pandemic. He quickly put a senior team together to look at the data and then make some hard choices. And he made, I thought, the right choices, making sure that Bostonians and the people who work for our businesses and the customers who go to our businesses were safe. It was the only way to make sure from a long-term perspective that our economy can rebound. And so as he made the choices that were more restrictive than the governor's choices, I thought we were following the data and we were in there trying to make the right decisions. Now, he put me at the table with the Chief of Health and Human Services, Marty Martinez. And Marty was fighting for safety, and I was fighting for safety while we also made sure that we gave our businesses new ways to do business. So making sure that we were outside when they couldn't bring customers inside, and we were relaxing some of our restrictions, that we were creating space on sidewalks, that we were allowing people to use delivery services to deliver things they couldn't deliver before. fighting for them to be able to deliver mixed drinks and things like that. We got creative. We tried to keep our businesses alive, but it was difficult.
But as we mentioned, though, and you were just talking about it, you've got a restaurant in your portfolio, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you come out of the other end of this pandemic and survive it, knowing what we've been through? What is the failure rate here in Massachusetts? Somewhere around 40% or so?
That's right. 9 out of 10 restaurants fail in the first year.
90% the first year.
90% in the first year. And so it's really difficult to make restaurants work on a good day. It's almost impossible to make them work during a pandemic. And so as a restaurant owner, as a small business owner, I felt the pain personally. Not only was I talking to business owners around our city about their own challenges and how they can maybe do things the right way to stay open and live for the past COVID days, but we were also making cuts at our restaurant. The first cuts we made, though, were to the owner managers of the restaurant. We left checks on the table to make sure that our families who have worked with us for so long can continue to provide for their children and their families at home. Those are the kind of decisions you had to make as a business owner while government was trying to be helpful. But the government aids that we put out, I led an effort to put more than $16 million out to small businesses so that they can stay alive. But it's not enough. And that's why I'm really excited that Biden has just signed a bill to get more money out there, because we need it, and we needed to get to our businesses immediately.
We've been talking about what the last year or so has been like here in Boston, but let's talk about your future. What differentiates you from the other 4 announced mayoral candidates at this point?
At this point, Janet, I bring executive experience of getting things done that is first beyond or before getting into city government. As executive director of the Dudley Street Neighborhood Initiative, we built affordable housing, we built parks, playgrounds, we transformed empty, dirty lots into productive urban agricultural gardens. And then I brought those same values of putting the community first to city government for 7 years. For 7 years, I've helped to lead a city that is now has 7 consecutive years of AAA bond rating. That's why when we hit when the pandemic hit and the recession because of the pandemic hit, the mayor didn't have to lay off anyone. We didn't have to cut programs. In fact, we were in better position than most cities across the country to serve our residents and continue to make sure that we helped our businesses.
I guess my question now is, what have you learned over the last 7 years that you did not know in 2013 when you ran for mayor and you came in 6th? What is the difference between John Barrows then and John Barrows now?
Yeah, the difference is I've spent 7 years running our city and can hit the ground running, help us to meet the challenges that we see in our city today. I can come in and help us to remain safe during this pandemic and then reopen our economy. Our economy was thriving for the 7 years before the pandemic. We need to reopen our economy and get it back to 2.4% unemployment. We need to reopen our economy and get it back to bringing jobs to the city. We brought 140,000 jobs to the city during the 7 years, and now we're in a recession. There's no guarantee that you can just bring businesses back and everything will click. In fact, we've seen that that's not the case. Just ask the small businesses. Boston works as an economic ecosystem. So that means that the small businesses need people to come back into the city so that they can have customers, so they can have people buying there. Downtown is a ghost town right now, and we're not sure people are going to come back to the urban core. We need a mayor that's going to go out and sell our city and coordinate our city's economy in a way that it can come back to life.
Well, so let me ask you about vaccines, because that's a big part of the play here. How satisfied are you with Governor Baker's distribution system for vaccines? Is it working as best as it can with the supplies that we're getting here in Massachusetts?
Mayor Walsh worked very closely with the governor throughout the whole pandemic, but we also knew we needed to augment what the state was doing. And so when it came to vaccines, the mayor appointed a Health Inequities Task Force. And the Health Inequities Task Force is made up of more than 25 community leaders, from community health centers to other health professionals that are helping us make sure that we can, deliver the services that we need in our community, which is why, even at the Reggie Lewis Track Center, where the city has a mass distribution site, we worked with the state to get, slots that we can slot in. Mm-hmm. So when the governor's online registration platform didn't work, we were able to call residents and get them there to get shots. And so we've augmented what the state's been doing all along, and it's worked for the city of Boston.
Have you gotten one or both shots?
So I recently got called because there was a community center that had a vial that it was going to throw away. And so we brought my wife over, and my wife got the last vial, and then they said, hey, John, we've got one more, and we're going to throw it away if no one got it. And I said, yeah, I'll get it. But we want to make sure that people who can get shots get them now, and then and at the same time, we're not wasting any vials. So I've got a sore arm to show, Ed, and I'm asking anybody out there who can get a shot to get out there and get them.
Get the sore arm. It's worth it, right?
It's worth it.